guys, welcome back to Hitaway Hurts. Today we started at 9:05, so there you go. We've already making some changes to the podcast, but it's not the
It
big
wasn't
ones
by
that are coming
accident.
soon. It's not the big ones.
It wasn't an accident. That wasn't an accidental change or anything. Like, we didn't just randomly decide to change the
Nah.
podcast at the last minute.
We just wanted to
Now-
see like who's real and who's
Who's
fake, you know?
Yeah. The real ones are here, bro. What's up, my real OGs, my fan, my lovers? Nah, but for real, listen. We got an important topic today, okay? We got an important topic, all right? Now, lots of people pressed on this episode because they thought that we were crying in our Lamborghini. I'm crying because I'm balding apparently now, so that's the first thing I'm crying about. That my beard goes up to here.
I mean, he really is.
I'm balding. Now, guys, listen. All right, let me make this very relevant to everyone watching. Okay, are you guys noticing that everyone that doesn't want to get the vaccine and the business is mandating the vaccine on them, they're leaving their job, right?
Yeah.
These are people getting paid really fucking good money, right?
Yeah.
And they're leaving their job. Why are they leaving their job?
I don't know. Why are they leaving their job, Mark?
Because they are not given the satisfaction of choosing what they want to do in their life. They're not pro-choice. They feel like their rights are taken away from them. And that is how we're starting off this episode. That the money that they were getting did not amount to the freedom of choice, the freedom of liberty, the freedom of doing what they want to do with their body, right? It didn't amount to it. So obviously, people may not say it now. People may think, oh, nah, bro, like, I'm in it for the money, 100%. Like, I only work for the money. But if you were really like that, you wouldn't care if they mandated a vaccine. You wouldn't pull out. You won't give a fuck. So it's obvious that there are things other than money that sets people off and that really motivates people to do what they do.
For me, it's crying in my Lamborghini.
Yeah, well, I'm crying in my Toyota Corolla, so I don't know what Lamborghini you got, but I want it.
But yeah, nah, honestly, like when it comes to all this, like it's all like we're not gonna get into the whole vaccine shit.
But it's the principle of it, bro. It's the principle of it. Think about it. There are people there are people talking about on LinkedIn, people with 500k salaries, whatever it is, they're leaving their job because they don't want to be vaccinated.
Yeah,
If
that's
all about the money.
Yeah. Like that's fair. Okay, yeah. I'll.
Yeah, like if it was really all about the money, they wouldn't give a fuck, bro. True.
But let me just say this: I got an opposing stance. I'm not getting vax like now, but maybe in the future, yeah. But also, you gotta know that there's people out there that are struggling to pay their rent, struggling to feed their family and stuff like that, and those are the people that are obviously gonna have to get vaccinated because they're not doing it for the money, but they're doing it for their families to help them out and shit, you know what I mean?
But in objective speaking, they're obviously doing it for the money. Yeah, they're doing it for the family, but what do they need for their family? The money.
Yeah, but like, if they didn't have it, what was going to happen?
We're not bagging on people that do it for the money, you know? That's it. Like, there's people that need to do shit for money. I was washing cars for 25 a fucking car, right? I was putting in 4 hours worth of work per car, getting paid 25, all right? I was getting peanuts. Right, I was doing it for the money. The people that are working, you know, minimum wage jobs, they're doing it for the money. There's nothing wrong with doing it for the money, but we're just saying that the whole point of this is that not every successful person did it for the money when they started, and not every successful person now who has all the money feels successful yet, because there are other things that motivate you other than money.
Exactly.
And this vaccine thing really proves to everyone that freedom of choice, liberty, satisfaction, self-respect, respect for your body, all these types of things, people find that more valuable than their job, right?
Yeah.
So it's obvious they can't be only doing it for the money. They must be doing it for a different cause.
And look at it this way, bro. Like a lot of people, like that become successful, they say money didn't. We thought money was gonna be the answer to all our like struggles and stuff like that, but it ended up not being the answer to our emotional side of like things. So yes, it gave us stability, that helped us help our families and all that stuff, but at the same time that depression, that anxiety, that stress we always had, that never left, because the money can't fix that. It's you gotta fix that. You gotta do something to, like, you know what I mean? Like the money doesn't always buy happiness, and that's true.
And then like you're saying a really good point, and then there's gonna be some dickhead in our comments saying, oh well, if I was crying in my Lamborghini it wouldn't matter so much. let me tell you
I,
something.
I
All
was
right, let
just
me tell you.
I,
I was. Oh yeah, go. No, you
I,
go. Go.
I was
Go.
just gonna I was just gonna say
Yeah.
if I was crying in my Lamborghini, I
Yeah.
would be more happier than a Toyota. Let's be honest.
All right, but
That's me.
listen.
Yeah,
No, no. Honestly, I like.
yeah,
Listen, I used to go and
yeah,
like. You know that dickhead that comments on famous people shit like, "Oh, you got lucky, bro. How
yeah,
about you go cry in your Lambo and tell us that you're depressed, blah blah blah." I used to think about that every time I saw someone depressed that was rich, bro. I used to think,
yeah,
bro, these cunts literally can get whatever the fuck they want. How are they actually sad? How could you be sad when
yeah,
you have that privilege in your life, right?
yeah.
Now I'm at a point where I've met these people,
Mm,
right? I've met people who are at that level. I've
yeah,
over my life, whether they're successful business people, whether they're successful entrepreneurs, whatever it is, I've met them. I like,
mm.
personally got to know them. Okay,
Yeah, we have. Yeah,
and one thing that I feel like money does give is accessibility, and
it does.
accessibility does lead to happiness.
Mm,
But one thing I also noticed is that I'm always an advocate for saying we're all equal, we all die in the same grave, right?
yeah, yeah,
No one gets a different grave. We're all gonna be buried the same way. It doesn't matter if you're gold plated, diamond plated, you could die with grills in your mouth, whatever the fuck it is, right? You're still gonna die by the same grave. In the same way, the person who's crying in their Lamborghini is no
mm.
different to us crying in our Toyota Corolla, right?
100%,
It's
bro.
still crying, right? It's still crying. People have depression. People have all these underlying issues in their life that they think money will fix, and it doesn't, right?
Yeah,
And I could strong like people. No one's gonna agree with my opinion. You know why? Because I'm not rich yet. So people just say, "Oh, bro, he's bluffing. He's not. He hasn't had it yet. He
no,
hasn't cried in his Lamborghini yet." But I can guarantee you now, like for me, when I was like, because I've never like earned big amounts of money. So when I did Shisha Your Dawn, I earned a little bit of money, bro. I felt like a millionaire, right? I was like, bro, I'm set. I'm good, right? So like when I was in that position, bro, like yeah, I wasn't able to cry in a Lamborghini. Yeah, I wasn't able to change my whole life. But if the change from having no money to having a decent amount of money, you could buy food every day, you could do this, you could have a little bit of accessibility everywhere, is not that big. What makes that big difference from that point to where we are now to becoming millionaires, right?
mm,
What is that change that sets you up for life to be happy, right? What
yeah.
is it?
And let me just continue, and I just gotta say that Instagram
Yeah.
life is cut, so just fix that while I
Oh,
continue on from
did it
that.
cut out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andre here said it's all hard work and sacrifices, boys. Nobody gets rich by luck.
100.
100%, bro. It is, and
Mm,
like let's be honest. Luck has a bit of play to do with it sometimes, right?
mm,
Because if you get up every morning and you're working hard at something, yeah,
yeah.
to me that's like look at it this way, that's kind of like a bit of luck into it, right? because
100%.
like it's like the motivation that no one else has.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, you feel lucky that you have that motivation and that drive that no one really like has. No one is outworking you, you're outworking everyone, you're going hard
For
at it, you
sure.
know what I mean?
For
And
sure.
but like most of it is a lot of sacrifice, and like
Yeah.
Mark said, like you can't have a Lamborghini and then think that you're gonna like
Be happy forever.
no like think you're gonna die in a freaking gold plated
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
diamonds made out of freaking grave, you know? We're all
Yeah.
going down the same
We're going down the
gravel.
same grave.
Yeah,
And in the same way, whenever we all get depressed,
yeah,
and the rich cunts get depressed about shit that maybe doesn't feel like much to us but feels like to them, it's the same depression, right?
yeah.
It's the same depression. And Mark, I flipped your camera, all right? It's updating on the IG live. Anyway, like the thing is,
Yeah.
and one thing is that when you look at it from the perspective that death as well, the
Yeah.
fact we're all gonna die, right?
Yeah,
You can't bring back people to life. So all these rich people who had their families die, who had this person die and this person die, like they really have genuine reasons to be sad, right? Money can't buy
Yeah.
everything.
No.
And it's for that reason, right? And this is the main point I want to get across in this, is that when we say money should be an ulterior reason why people should be happy in their life, is because money runs out, there's issues with money.
Yeah,
Right, the more
yeah.
money you have, the more money, more problems. All right, the more money, more problems.
Mm.
And it's the same way. Like you want more, once you get it, you want more. Once you lose it, it feels like you have a lot of emotion attached to it. We're telling you that there are ulterior motives. Well, there should be superior motives to the things that you do other than getting rich from it, right? And for me, like changing people's life is a massive motive for me. And it's really hard to get to this point because for me it's always been about the money, bro. For me it's always been about the money, honestly. Like
Yeah.
every single thing I've done in my life, I wouldn't have done it if I didn't know I was gonna make money, right? But it's not because I wanted to buy things for myself. I wanted to change people's lives around me, right? But that doesn't matter. I still did it for the money at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
And so when we're talking about this, I'm speaking from a place of experience and a place of growth, that you grow to a point where you realize that there are motives other than money that are more consistent and more sustainable than what you think, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's really important.
That is, bro. That is. And Andre said something else here. He said, I think the only reason why most people are unhappy is because they're never satisfied with what they have. Money
Yeah.
is essential, but it isn't everything, though. That is
For
so
sure.
true, bro. Like when people or like us, we talk about success and what it means to be successful. It doesn't eventually have to be money. Being successful, you can be successful by being happy, right? Um, you changed it, yeah.
I don't know how many times I have to change it. I don't know which one's right anymore. Anyway, continue.
Money is not the outcome of every success, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Money is just a byproduct of it. But the thing that we're saying is, and this goes to the next point, is that you can literally be this is the same. This is like similar to the Lamborghini and Toyota, yeah.
Yeah.
Where say you're working in a small family business, yeah, and you go home every night, you see your family, you're working around your family, you're happy, you're all that, and you're not making like 6 figures or like 7 figures a year, yeah,
Yeah.
but you're
Yeah.
still paying the bills, you're still able to help your family, this that, and compare that to someone running a multi-million-dollar company, yeah, but
Yeah.
every night that person goes home feeling miserable and depressed. Like, see what I mean?
Yeah.
Money is not the power of success anymore. It's who you surround yourself with. It's how people support you and all that shit, and like all about like it's to do with happiness as well. And like, yeah, we're saying money doesn't buy you happiness. Like don't get me wrong, money can buy you a lot of things. Money can get you to a holiday, money can get you this, money can get you that, money can do a lot of things. But at the same time, if you're thinking about, all right, I don't know if this is too far, but it's like an
Yeah,
example.
go
Like,
for it.
if you're thinking of killing yourself, you can't go pay someone to convince you out of it. Yeah, probably you
100.
can, but like
But
whatever
no
they
amount of
say,
money can get rid of that depression.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
No one can
Exactly.
change your mind. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, and it's not too far, bro. That's a real thing, right? I was
Yeah.
gonna get to that point too, but let me just go back to what Andre's saying, because bro,
Yeah.
Andre, he said, when I started my entrepreneurial journey, I really started it to make money. Us too.
Yeah.
And all till I've learned that serving others is more important than money itself, is when you help people get what they want, you definitely get what you want, right? And bro, the way that hit me when he said it, it's like I felt like that too. You know, when we're sitting here, bro, and we're having shisha, and I'm like to you, bro, what's our passion? Honestly, like we've done all these businesses for the sole reason of money. All we wanted to do was make money. Every single plan we had, we're like, if it doesn't make us money, we don't want it, right?
Yeah.
And then before Zoris Media, we sat here and bro, we looked at each other. We went back to our religion, back to our family, back to who we really are as people, right? And bro, we realized that our passion is for helping people, right?
And
the money, yeah.
and like we literally said, like I said this when we were talking to Mark. I said, if you really want to sign up to this, we have to dedicate at least 3 years to making no money.
100%.
Because it's not about the money at the start. Yeah.
100%. And honestly, we weren't looking for clients at the bro. We were getting clients before we even knew what a fucking social media service was.
Straight out.
And it was amazing. Like why are people trusting us, putting their trust in us? And I realized it's because, bro, when you help people genuinely, when you are seen as someone doing things for the sole purpose of helping someone, then other people want to help you too, right? And I honestly did not know that. I swear to God, I think the world's a cold place. Honestly, I think the world is a very cold place. I think everyone's in it for themselves. Everyone's a dog. So that if I help people, I don't expect it back, right? So when we started with this business format, we weren't thinking that, yeah, you know, if we act a certain way, if we say these certain things, people will love us. No, this is genuinely how we felt when we started our business, right? And the benefits that we got out of it were things that we didn't know. We didn't know more business people would talk to us. we didn't know more people would relate to us, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that that happened should be an example of why having money and making it so quickly does not mean more than how many people's lives you impact. Yeah.
Mm.
We have people on the podcast that come on with 10 viewers, and I tell each and every single one of them, you're impacting 10 people's fucking lives, right?
Mm.
You may not sell out your album on the first time, but 10 of those people could be suicidal, could be depressed, could be looking for an inspiration to life, could be fucking starting their $1 million business because they saw you post, right?
Exactly.
And so when we see that, we get really happy, right? And it makes me happy,
And
especially.
and look at it this way: when we join clubhouse rooms and we start connecting with, like, talking to these millionaires and these like big business company owners and shit like that,
Yeah.
they always tell us, like, we don't know what it is, boys, but when you guys talk, it's different. Like, we feel connected that you guys are genuine. Is that? And I'm not trying to brag that, like, saying, oh, we're genuine. Is that? I'm not trying to like say shit, you know. I'm just saying, like, when you're doing something out of like being genuine, then you'll get like you'll get your outcome. Like, it may not be money, but shit like this that we get from people is what success is, how we define success, in my opinion.
100%. And everyone defines success differently,
Yeah.
and we can't hate on people that have it different, right? Like people that say that, oh bro, success is earning $1 million, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right? But if you have underlying issues, if you have people die along the journey, bro, nothing will make you happy, right?
Exactly.
And let's be real here. For me, the reason I started to rush for money, and the only reason that stops me from being patient as a person, is the fact that I know I don't have too much time to impact the people's life around me, right? Straight up.
Yeah.
If there was anything that rushes me forward, it's the fact that people around me, I don't know how long I'm going to be with them for, right? And so for me, that breaks my patience, right? And that's really like the driving force for me too. The fact that every single day we don't know what's going to happen the next day. So for me, it's the ability of how many lives can I impact while I'm alive, right? And while the people around me are alive. Like, that's the most important thing for me. And when we're talking about successful small businesses against multi-billion-dollar industries, bro, think about it, man. He's like the happiest man ever. He runs his own business, right? He supports himself and his family to a good degree, to the point where he doesn't have to work like a fucking slave, right? And he may not earn enough to fucking get to that point where he's so rich that he doesn't need to work another day. No, he'll probably need to work for the rest of his life. But at least he gets the hours with his family. At least he gets to see his kids grow up.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And that's what it's all about. Bro, let's make it practical. It's your dad's birthday right now.
Yeah.
It's your dad's birthday. We're sitting here doing this podcast. These are sacrifices that we have to make, right? For our business. And every day, that's probably the driving force for us. The fact that we have our family behind us.
The thing is, right? Yes, make sacrifices, but also have time for the people that support you.
100%.
Because that's what matters the most. Because
for sure,
you have all the time in the world to focus on one thing, but if you're not you're not setting aside like an hour or two a day for your like loved ones, then you're literally doing this for nothing. As much as you tell yourself that you're doing this to support the people around you, but you're not spending time, which is the most valuable thing those people that support you want from you, to like sit with you and have a chat and just have a laugh, then you're honestly not doing it for them. And that's how I look at it.
For sure, 100%. And I'm the exact same. And guys, as I said, our other commitments today, so we are going to have to cut the episode a tiny bit short. But if you guys are here for the first time, we go live every single night at 8:30 to 9 p.m. Tonight was 9 p.m. Just remember, success isn't the way the world defines it. Success is how it's defined to you. For me, it's how many lives I'm going to impact while I'm alive. How many people's lives can I change? Through this podcast, through our services, through showing love to my family, through preaching what's good and preaching what's right. You know, that's my success, right? And the money comes along with it. And I'll tell you why. It's because the more we grow as a business, the more lives we impact, right? The more lives we impact, the more money we're going to make naturally, right? And that's why I always say Zorus Media will be $1 million company, because the value that we are going to bring to people will be priceless. It won't have a money value to it, because we're not putting a money value to it. Other people are. And that's how I strongly believe.
And I just want to leave them with one question so they can go down in the comments and write it out.
For sure.
How do you define success, and that's it.
That's it. Exactly. Guys, this has been Mark Osri, Mark Abed on Hit It Where It Hurts. We're live every single night. If you're here for the first time, we love you. If you're here all the time, we love you even more than the people who just here for the first time. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys tune in every single night. Check out all of our socials. They're linked in all of our bios, and we have a link tree as well. If you have a business and you want it to